Currently, it's the middle of November. We have delivered 2 of these 70 episodes. So every time we deliver one, we're like 2 down, 68 to go.
I'm in the middle of a million things right now, man. We are frantically trying to finish up season 4. We got our 410 season finale coming up, and we are still working on the first 5 episodes that we have to air. We're doing finishing touches. We have retakes coming back, so we are frantically running around, sweating, stressed out, trying to get stuff done. We're also planning season 5.
The hardest part about making the show is staying on schedule.
We are already behind on season 5. And we haven't even started it yet.
Yeah, I'm very excited to wrap season 4. We're juggling both at the same time, which is utter insanity.
The episodes this season and coming down the pipe in season 5 are huge. The amount of time that we have scheduled is just not enough because the character designers have a ton of characters to draw. The prop designers have a million more props to draw. Background designers are sometimes designing more than 200 backgrounds in an episode, which is insane. But then we've got our coordinators and our production manager who have to track all of these designs. It's busy every day now.
I'm responding to a bunch of different emails and trying to keep the trains running here. It's a lot of coordination, a lot of strategizing, and always knowing where Dan and Justin are. Got to keep up with busy schedules.
Robbie, I don't know where we're meeting.
Oh.
Did Sid go that way?
No, I just talked to her. I was going to see if this is over.
All right.
Hey, I'm Josh. What I'm doing right now is gathering incidentals for an upcoming episode. So I'm looking through all of our list of military people and gathering that and figuring out who died and who did not, because we have a lot of those.
This is our new script for season 5. So we just got it a few days ago. Now I'm going through the script and make a design breakdown and then hand that out to the artist.
I'm going through our animatic for one of our episodes and making templates for all of our designers, putting screen grabs and information on there that really makes their job a lot easier and makes things run faster and smoother.
We're just working on making our pipeline the most efficient as we possibly can. Our crew now is awesome because we've been going on for so long. So if we have people who've been here since season 1, they're extra special because they've lasted through all the seasons. I mean, the person who comes to mind is Erica Hayes. This girl's amazing. She started as a revisionist and now she's kicking ass as a director, and that's what I love to see.
I am cleaning up a sequence from 410. Rick's alone in the garage. It's gonna be an emotional moment. We're just trying to get it done as quick as possible so that we can move on to season 5. No break this time.
Usually it's like 5 weeks that our team works on a storyboard, and there's a handful of us. Everyone has their strengths, and mine is usually like with acting scenes, so I like to enjoy that part.
Yeah, I'm doing the Rick versus Phoenix person fight. Their final throwdown. Rick, delivers this initial blow, shatters his jaw. We had to do some fun kind of effects here because it's supposed to be an X-ray, but then the same thing kind of happens back where you X-ray on Rick's heart. They're fun to do. I mean, it's kind of like the most challenging part of storyboarding, I would say, is the ballet of like a fight scene, like how to make that balanced and fun. And then Phoenix Person is just like such a fan favorite. I was really, really honored actually to get to do this one. It's just a really fun opportunity to be inventive with what their capabilities are and how they can kind of thrash each other and stuff like that. And I'm supposed to get it done by tomorrow, we'll see. But it's a lot of work.
I am trying to figure out the thumbnails pass. It's basically the very first pass, and essentially just brainstorming how things could look and different ways to tell the story.
They're really just throwaway drawings. That eventually I'll show it to my director. They'll give me some notes on that, and then I'll go ahead and start cleaning up if everything's okay. And the cleanup should look pretty darn tight.
We have like 2.5 weeks to get the cleanups done, so yeah, I'm almost done. It's nice.
So I'm on a cleanup pass on the season 4 finale, and it's been through a couple of rewrites. So something like this would be really rough. I do another pass on top of that. That's a little bit more readable.
Well, every season the show gets bigger and bigger. This season, we added a new background designer, a new character designer, because we have a lot of artists in the office. Some are working on 4, some are working on 5. We're trying to get the shows out as quick as we can.
I'm actually bouncing around from episode to episode from some rough stuff. So I'm just kind of jumping a little bit everywhere from season 4 to season 5.
I'm working on like the go-to doctor for Space Beth. He's like a little guy inside a suit with a bunch of augmentations.
And I am working on the Zeus falling from the sky after being defeated in a battle with Rick. And so I'm just trying to figure out like how his arm is going to land on the city that he's landing on.
I'm doing some what we call special poses of this Zeus type guy, and I have a few other things here. I just finished this pose up here, like just kind of giving the animators some poses they can work through just so they can focus on moving the characters and not trying to figure out how to contort their bodies.
We usually have to do turnarounds of all of the characters. Then hopefully you get enough time and you can animate your turn and it looks all pretty and it just keeps spinning around and hopefully everything lines up. So once the design is approved, we'll send it off to S&P, and S&P is standards and practices, and they give us all of our notes to tell us what's appropriate, what's not. Well, apparently now we have to cut down on the amount of guts and blood and gore, which is kind of our bread and butter, so that should be interesting.
Today we're kind of jumping all over the place. I'm also working on a 3D model for episode 408. It's supposed to be this like crashed spaceship that Morty and Summer discover, but I have to make some changes to it. They want the front here to be pulled down a little bit, so some of that action happening. It's kind of finicky, but we'll make it work.
We do, in fact, about 130 backgrounds per show, which is a lot for an animated series. Most shows do about 30 backgrounds, 30 what we call key backgrounds, the main backgrounds. And because this show, we jump from environment to environment quite often, we've got a lot to do.
I mean,
we didn't know if we wanted to make it more nipply.
Yeah,
These are serious discussions.
These are serious discussions. I was just thinking, like, if the nipple part is like a little bit lighter, so then that way you do get the feeling of areola to nipple kind of thing.
Yeah, because it's weird.
Because
that
right now
it's
you're
purple.
not quite
it's
getting
kind of
that
a sickly
Mhm.
nipple feeling.
Yeah, it registers as gross instead of registering
Instead
as
of
funny.
like attractive.
Yeah, well, funny joke.
The joke is king.
The writing is so specific on the show that things are changing a lot and often.
If one little change is made, it affects so many people. One little change is huge.
There's some new dialogue that they've added because there were a couple changes, so I thumbed out some new poses that I'm going to put in, and so I added an extra expression for Rick.
Gonna go in here, shift his acting around a little bit, and then fix his lip sync to match the new dialogue. So that's about what's gonna happen in here.
We usually get final dialogue quick enough to put it on air. Sometimes we've cut it a little close, but we always get it in. It wouldn't be the show if we weren't, working straight up to the deadline. Yeah.
If someone's working on our show, they're literally the best of the best because we have such high expectations for our artists and for our writers and for our just production team. Everyone has to be on their A game all the time because of how demanding this show is. At this point in the stage of production that we're in, I'm always thinking about the show. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh crap, I need to do this. And I'll write a note to myself, and then in the morning I'll like do it right away. And I can't turn off my Rick and Morty brain. It's part of my whole self now.